Well, our next guest is a member of the Clarenville Caribous, a former member of the St. John's Maple Leafs. He's a Herder champion. He's played in the Allen Cup. He had a long and successful minor pro career, but for a lot of people, Terry Ryan is best known as the Montreal Canadiens' first-round draft pick, 8th overall in 1995. And some, Terry, call you a bit of a bust. You've heard it called.
Don't worry about saying that, Peter. It's all good. My whole life, water off a duck's back at this point.
That's right.
I love that intro, too.
You like that?
I liked it.
He's I've written a book called Tales of a First Round Nothing. I figured if I called you a bust, if you titled your book First Round Nothing, you wouldn't punch me out for calling you
bust is a hockey term. It's all right. You know,
all right.
Look, I would argue I think I was a good player, actually. You know, come on, back then.
You're all right.
I was justified. I was all right. You know, I ran into some injuries and I made some poor decisions. Those aren't the worst things in the world. Hockey. Part of the point of the book is that hockey offers a lot of opportunities.
Right.
Really, like NHL is just one thing. There's free travel. There's free university.
Mm-hmm.
There's learning. You know, I think sports are a metaphor for life. There's learning. You know, through just being in a dressing room. So really, most of this book is positive.
Right.
I mean, there's some negative things that happen to everybody in their life, and in my
but
career,
do you
for sure,
get into it? So for the person who's afraid to ask you, they're too polite to ask you.
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
That geez, what happened to you? You know, are you personally disappointed? What happened? Is that in this book? Are the answers to those questions in the book?
I think I tried to be as honest as I could, because I understand everybody's flawed in some way. Everything I did wasn't perfect. And, you know, at the time that I was in a dispute with Montreal about whether, I didn't think I was playing enough. I was a kid, right? I was a kid. And I had a problem with Mike Therrien. I really didn't like him, Michel Therrien. But, he was also a rookie coach. And I understand we grow from our experiences. And, the thing is, I ended up I hurt my ankle in Dallas camp. If that hadn't happened, I think, and it wasn't, NHL wasn't the be-all and end-all for me. I was really upset that I had to retire because of the injury, injuries, if you want to put it that way. I had a lot of them. Because I wanted to go to Europe and I wanted to keep playing and everything. Now, it just so turns out that the Newfoundland Senior League ended up being really improving, and over the last 10 years I've been playing senior hockey, and it's really a semi-pro level.
Yeah.
So,
how many Herders have you won? Is it the one?
I actually got the one last year with the Seabees, but it was a very historic way to do it, and we lost this year actually in the final to RP's son, Andrew Piercy, one of my good friends on Grand Falls. But it was another great experience. We went 6 games. We came back from 3 games to nothing. It was a very entertaining series. And then we went to the Allen Cup and lost in the final. So really, these things keep going. It's just that all the average hockey fan hears about is the NHL and this and that. And really, I have a lot of NHL stories. I chose to pick certain ones out of here that I think were definitely inspiring and interesting
well,
to the
a lot of people
fan.
may not know. I mean, you have an English degree. I've spent some time with you in a few locker rooms, having a bit of fun. You're a great storyteller. And that is what the focus of the book is. You're just spinning yarns, really. And so what kind of tales are in the book?
Well, it started out as purely anecdotal because, I was an only child. I moved away to Quesnel, BC at 14. I was playing junior and everything that comes along with that. So I kept the journal at first on suggestion of my parents, but really it was therapeutic. I had no brothers or sisters, and people couldn't understand what I was saying. I was, I have an accent now. It was real thick back then. And, so that's where the inspiration for the book came from. And most of these were anecdotal, but I had to tie it together somehow. And when I was in university, I got approached for the book. I didn't know this would ever be a book.
Right.
And so I had to tie the tales together somehow. And I was taking folklore. So I tried to tell my story through the eyes of myself and a lot of other people that were very influential. So I have 1,000 of these stories.
Right.
So I chose ones that I thought were relevant to my career and my life. It's not all about the hockey career.
And it's available where? Chapters, and where can you get it?
Chapters, Costco, any Indigo bookstore it should be. And really, you can just Twitter me, Terry Ryan 20, because they're selling out a lot, which is a good problem to have.
I was just going to say, it's doing some buzz. It's doing well, isn't it?
My friends like yourself and Randy Piercy over there in the media have really helped me out. So when I went on Primetime Sports and Ron McLean gave me a shout-out in another instance, that really helped. I understand. There's people I went to English or went to MUN with that are far more accomplished writers, but I'm just in a unique position, so I'm happy for that.
Right.
And, literally, send me a message on Twitter or email tryan91@hotmail.com. I do have them myself. If they're sold out, I'll help you out, and I'll sign one for you.
You've had a very interesting hockey career. What's been the highlight of it?
God, I wouldn't know where to begin. You'd think going 8th overall to the Habs, but that was just one, at this point, looking back, I guess I had to learn this stuff and grow up fast because I did get that question a lot. What happened? What happened?
Yeah.
But, that was an important moment. My CHL All-Star game in 95 was a huge memory. Last year with the Seabees coming back and winning the Herder. And I think we might have had the biggest comeback in Newfoundland hockey history.
Yeah.
It may even be one of the biggest sports comebacks. It was crazy. You'll have to read about it in the book.
Yeah.
But, that was as important to me as going 8th overall in the draft. It really was. Winning World Ball Hockey Championships.
Yep.
I've come to realize winning championships is a lot more fun than any single accomplishment. I think any athlete will tell you.
I think people would want to know, 'cause you're still active. I mean, you're still a young fellow and you're still playing sports.
Young if you want to say 37, but yeah, I'm still playing.
You're still playing.
I'm Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question I think a lot of people would say is there a bitterness or regret going back to 95, 96, 97 when you said what you said, that you kind of went public with your I'm not playing enough and all of that stuff? Do you regret?
I hate to use the word regret because I'm in a great spot, and I got buddies that I mentioned in the book. 4 of my roommates, my direct roommates on the first 4 teams I played on, they're all, they're passed away. They're dead in separate instances. So once all that happened, I went back to school and everything. I could definitely say there was a point I regretted it, for the immediate 2 years or 3 years afterwards. But, now I realize it was a great ride. It was great fun. And I don't believe everything happens for a reason per se.
Right.
But in this case, I think I could have made out a lot worse. So I don't regret it, but definitely it was a poor decision I made not to go to back Montreal camp. I was a brash kid, although I'll always argue my numbers in the minors, 20 goals in 250 minutes my first year. I thought I should have gotten a chance, but the fact is I didn't, and there's a lot of people worse off, and I understand that now.
And
that's it.
Certainly a lot of people cannot say and would love to be able to say that they were drafted in the first round of the NHL and realized a dream that way, and you did play 8 games for the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL. So I don't think anybody who knows anything about hockey has to know that in and of itself is a major accomplishment. So congratulations.
I really
to
appreciate
that.
it.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Peter. And congratulations on your first book. It is your first book, is it?
Oh, yeah, there's more coming with this, Cam.
Awesome.
I'm going to ride the gravy train. It's selling now. I'm riding the gravy train.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. It is. Tales of a First Round Nothing by Terry Ryan. Go out and get yourself a copy. Randy Piercy and I will be right back after this break.